Hi, good evening. It has been a while since I've been on. Um, Life's been lifing. I would really like to, I will be more consistent with the channel moving forward. Really wanting to take it seriously. And it's a passion of mine. It's what I love to do. When I'm not doing it, I'm thinking about it. Um, and hopefully on this journey of ascending and just journeying through life and being able to share, what I'm learning and to be able to especially connect with other people. Um, I'm so much of a hermit myself. Um, and, I really find that um, online, especially like on YouTube, I've learned so much. I've been able to connect with people that are people that I resonate with or that I can learn from. And so it's really such a beautiful thing. And I just hope to be able to be a part of and attract and interact with other people that, share my beliefs or um, passions or even challenge those things, and to be able to really learn and grow um, everything that we learn here on this journey of life. So um, with that being said, I really would love to pull, just like do a one card spread. It is late. I don't even know what time. um, I haven't wound up my clock today, so it's stopped ticking, but I'll have to wind it up. But on here it is 240. So 240 could be a number for you, could be an angel number for you. So that gives us the number 6 as well. 6 is a really reciprocal energy. It is um, a breakthrough energy. It is a mirrored energy. Um, it's a very balanced energy and number, and a very strong number. It's a very full number. So um, as well, 240. So that would be really union. It would be a doubling up. It would be building upon a foundation, reaching that foundation, and then there's space for more. So that's really what I'm getting with this energy. Um, what else? Okay, so something that was coming through this evening as Alaska and I were out for a walk was unaltered state. Unaltered state. So just being, just the state of something as is, unaltered, not seeking, not searching, um, not changing, just unaltered. So very raw, but it's also something that I find we tend to run from or avoid or circle around, is this unaltered state. We can see that just in the state of our minds, in the state of our being, always wanting to do, always wanting to think, really running from the present or avoiding the present, circling around the present. We find that often in addiction, and addiction not necessarily just in a substance, right, but in a behavior, um, in just the spiritual malady that is addiction, that can take so many forms. I mean, it can be food, it can be, sex, it can be video games, it can be a substance. Um, it's just, it's this behavior, it's this constant seeking of an altered state, either internally or externally. It's this constant dissatisfaction, dis-ease, like unease with just the current state, internally or externally. So with the number 240, um, this could be you know, wanting to push past, or having pushed past, having had some kind of breakthrough. But it's this sense of, you know, even so, let's just break down two, right? It's like two. It is essentially, it's two parts, right? So there's a altered state of the original. So that in itself, you know, but I'm looking at this yin and this yang, as I'm thinking about the number 2. And so if I'm trailing off, that's why. But by the way, this is Seven Rivers Massage Therapy. I'm a massage therapist, and that is my business. And I was just, my friend Joe made me that sign. But yeah. So, okay, let's, I wanted to pull a card. I'm just going to digress once again, but I'm wearing a Blue Jay shirt. And there was a blue jay that visited me in my yard today, and I love blue jays. I love their call. I love the way they look, and for me, they are common here in Saskatoon, but I just don't see them all too often. In my, like, they're just not, they don't ever seem to like congregate a lot in the areas that I work or live. So one came to visit very loudly, and so that could be a message for you. There could be a message on the wings of a blue jay, so that could be significant. Keep your eyes out for a blue jay, and maybe you can meditate or look up the meaning of that, what that might mean. So I think that's it. Let's go ahead and pull a 1 card, and I'll read it out of the book. This is my Midnight Magic deck, which is by Sarah Richard, and it's a tarot deck on mushrooms. So we not only get a message from the tarot cards, but we get a more in-depth message about some facts about mushrooms, and we can kind of incorporate the message that way. So it's a beautiful deck. The art is beautiful, and it's very it's got lots of good information. So mushrooms to me always represent communication, networks, really complex intelligence, and it's, yeah, just an intelligence, a network, community, communication. It can really indicate, I mean, the way the mycelium networks resemble and work are much like our brains. And it really, the mycelium networks really are the intelligence of Mother Earth. So I always, I find them so powerful and so fascinating. So there could be some changes happening on a cellular level right now. There could be changes for you happening within your own neural networks and neural networks. Neuroplasticity, a change in the way your own neural networks are functioning, communicating, and presenting. And there could be, you could be undergoing some active change, trying to establish new neural networks, or networks in general, trying to challenge yourself into new ways of doing things, or really tap into the intelligence that you fundamentally have as a human being and member of this planet and this universe. When we think of the yin and the yang, when we think of Mother Earth all the way to the cosmos, our own bodies down to the very cellular level, and the way that it's mirrored on from a micro to a very macro level. It's very intelligent, but it all follows a similar system. And in that way, we can really see as within, so without, and we can really have a good idea of the workings of things. So all of that to say, let's see what card we get. Okay. And the way I look at cards or divining oracles or messages is it's really just taking a tool, a medium, and then it really just giving us an image, decoding, or taking these energies and presenting it to us in a way that we can tangibly and coherently see, understand, right? So it's just picking up on the energies that are already there, using this as a conduit, as a tool, as a medium, and using it to decipher the energies that we can and can't see, right? So with that being said, we have the 7 of Pentacles with the Dune cap. This always reminds me of like a blueberry, but it also reminds me of Oddish, that Pokemon Oddish. So any of those could be significant. Also, when I'm thinking of blueberry, I'm also thinking of an antioxidant. I'm thinking of a cleanse. I'm thinking of, protection, or being an active participant in protecting yourself or oneself against free radicals. So, but there's an active component that I'm picking up on with this 7 of Pentacles, which is traditionally a very patient and card. So it's not typically a card of action. It is but I am picking up on that. It's like preparation and having put in the work, and then waiting it's like that. It's like when you think of when nothing's happening, everything's happening. So we can put in all this work, and then we think when we're not doing anything, when nothing big is happening, when we can't see things happening for us or producing, we think that there's nothing happening, but that's actually when everything is happening, right? Because things don't just happen like that. You put in the work, and then there's that silent, that wait time, that quiet time in between. But that's when the things are happening. That's when it's growing. That's when it's manifesting, right? That's when we're reaping the qualities that we've recently or in the long past sown. I can be very long-winded sometimes, but so Dune Cap, 7 of Pentacles. So this is typically a card of there's a farmer who's leaning on his rake. He's just putting all this work, planting these seeds. He's waiting to see what's growing, and he's kind of wondering if he should cut his losses, start again, or if he should wait yet to see what comes of it. So Dune Cap, Pizziza Amophila is like the Latin term or whatever. Okay. So let's see, 7 of Pentacles. So Pentacles are earth energy. It's like the physical, it's that physical, tangible something that you can, perceive with your 5 senses. It's that place in which things manifest, really grow, develop, become, are, right? Okay. Pentacles. So when we think of that 7 of Pentacles, because it's that almost like, I don't want to say dead time, but it's that point where it's the things are happening, but we can't see it yet because they're happening. They're in the works of becoming. And so when we think of unaltered state, it's what we would perceive to be as an unaltered state. But things are, in fact, being altered, behind the surface, under the surface. So we don't need to particularly alter it. We can just be as is, and it can be as is, and that's where it's happening. Okay, Dune Cup. Buried under sand for most of its life, the Dune Cup breaks through the surface of the earth by exploding into a black star shape. Oh, that makes me think of makes me think of David Bowie. Yeah. So sand particles act as vehicles for newly formed spores to create new colonies. Because it's a card of perseverance and appreciation for hard-earned results, the 7 of Cups is well represented by Dune Cups. Upright, it means the big picture, planning, and rewards. Hard work will pay off. Keep your eyes on the horizon and your goals will remain achievable. Take a short break to catch your breath so you can cross the finish line with gusto. Reversed, it indicates doubt, scattered thoughts, and exhaustion. Don't doubt your path. Dust away time-sucking, superfluous tasks contributing to your unproductive slump. Consolidate or release insignificant projects to efficiently meet your aspiration. Exhaustion may be creeping in. So while the things are not happening when everything's happening, go ahead and take that time to give yourself that quiet break, that breath, that nice hot bath, that just unaltered state of being in the moment without having to produce or do anything because everything is happening as it should. You put in the hard work, take a moment while everything else is taking a moment, so that you can be rested and good to go for when things do pick up, because things always pick up. It's an ebb and a flow for sure. Yeah, so I'm seeing 10 of Wands here at the top of the deck. So definitely be mindful of burnout, of overdoing it. At this time, I would, the cards might indicate that it would be wise to put anything down that isn't urgent, to put anything down that's not super necessary, right? We can really accumulate a lot of tasks and a lot of to-dos and a lot of I shoulds and, all of this just for the sake of being busy, but being busy doesn't necessarily equate to being productive. So that can be like an energy leak sometimes when we are just doing for the sake of doing, but it's not really an efficient use of our energy. Sometimes a more efficient use of our energy is to, rest and just have a couple of things that are priorities that we can do. So, I think that's about it. We can go ahead and do a yes or no question. And we'll go ahead and use this mushroom deck again. So think of your question, any question, and we will pull a card. Okay, so ask 3 questions because I got 3 cards, okay? So for your first question, you can go ahead and pause the video. First question, the 7 of Swords. Okay, so that would be, to me, possibly, but it may require some more it may require some strategy or a re-strategizing. So re-strategize, rethink, replan. There is a way to achieve what you're looking for, but you may need to just re-strategize, replan, rethink. That's what I get there. Because 7 of Swords is all to do with outside of the box thinking, strategy, and another way of doing things. Okay. For your second question, the 8 of Wands. So yes, absolutely. 8 of Wands, and quickly. Yes, absolutely, and quickly. Okay. Your third question, yes. Yes, and if this has to do with sharing this with others, or revealing this to others, yes. Positive, yes. Okay, so that's that. Thank you for tapping in with me tonight. I appreciate you, taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helped in any way, shape, or form. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. All of these things are totally free for you and really help me grow this channel. And with that, I will wish you guys a good night.